Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Monday, March 6th, 2017. Before we begin, I just want to remind everyone that I will be on break next week, starting on March 13th and ending on the 17th. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I just need some time off, mainly to play some video games and to relax and let the creative batteries recharge, blah blah blah. You know, spend some time with the family. Follow me on Twitter to make sure you keep up to date with what goes on next week. I'm going to be posting articles there that I find interesting. Today's show is going to be paced a little bit different because as much as there is things going on, they're kind of bigger things and not so much small stuff. So let's start with the delay of Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, but only by 3 weeks as the game has been pushed back from April 4th to April 25th. Outlast 2 has had its release date revealed to be the same day, the 25th of April. However, the Outlast trilogy featuring Outlast 1 and 2 and the Whistleblower DLC will only be physically releasing on Xbox One and PS4, will not have a physical copy on PC. 2 days later, Dawn of War 3 releases on the 27th of April, and a new trailer is out for those who are interested. There may have been a leak of the next two warriors coming to For Honor, as a Reddit user has posted these two images of the Centurion and the Ninja. Now these could be doctored for all anyone knows, so it's best to wait until Ubisoft gives confirmation. They do look really good, and I can't tell if they're fake or not. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. PS4 is getting updated to firmware 4.50 tomorrow, along with PSVR firmware 2.40, so plan your gaming schedule accordingly. The update will finally enable the use of external hard drives and custom wallpapers. I'm loading mine up with a bunch of pictures of Xbox Ones. Funcom has recently talked about birthday suits in Conan Exiles, explaining that full nudity will not be included for the Xbox One version of the game, but more than likely, it will include topless women. Maybe they'll do the Ken doll thing for men? That would be something. Nothing was mentioned about the PS4 version specifically, but more than likely, the same rules will apply. And when asked if gentlemen's doodly-doos in Conan would have hitboxes, the same as the game Rust, Funcom replied, quote, "The dicks are cloth physics objects right now, and they do have the ability to give them hitboxes, but just haven't implemented it yet. And finally, they want to be able to let players make a necklace out of one-eyed trouser snakes, something I question the appeal of, but also can't wait to do." You know, can we stop talking about beef noodles for a second? Alright, moving on to Riot Games, the makers of League of Legends, who have won a $10 million lawsuit against League Sharp, the makers of bots which allow players to level their accounts without playing. And you know what? Good. I despise services like this, and I've always had the mentality that if you want a high-level character or account, then you should put in the time. Oh, what's that you say? Don't have time because of real life? Well, then you don't have time to play either and drag down the rest of your team. And before we move on to the main topic of the day, we can't avoid it. We are once again going to talk about the Nintendo Switch. New Switch owners spent the weekend mostly playing Zelda, which is getting really good reviews, by the way. My wife has been playing it and I've been watching her. It looks really good and I can't wait to play it next week. If you're interested about what's inside the system, such as myself, Kotaku found a great video that tears down the tablet itself, the JoyCon controllers, and even the dock. What's really interesting is half of the body of the Switch and roughly 75% of the Joy-Cons is taken up by battery. Nintendo, if you're watching, you're doing it right, except for that $90 dock, which is about $20 worth of components stuffed inside a $2 plastic shell. Speaking of the Joy-Cons, it has been discovered that they too work as PC controllers as long as you have a Bluetooth adapter. In other Switch controller news, a hidden message has been found on the PCB of the Switch Pro controller right above the right thumbstick, which says, "Thanks to all game fans." In final Switch controller news, the Hori Fight Box has been confirmed, opening the platform up to playing an array of fighting games with ease. After finding out that you could not save data directly to a micro SD card in any way, more restrictions have been discovered. Once you format your SD card, it will marry it to your Switch, meaning you cannot pop it into another system and start playing games, even if you personally own two systems. Truth be told, this is how PS3 and PS4 work. I've learned that through experience. I've never had an Xbox, so I don't know if it works over there. Instead of Googling it for myself, how about you let me know in the comment section down below? I'll just fucking Google it. There is some conflicting information going on right now about whether or not skins should be applied to your Switch. The company dbrand, known for making console skins, have refunded and canceled all of their orders for Switch accessories after their own testing revealed that their skins did exterior damage. But another company, Performance Design Product, says their skins were tested by Nintendo and are officially licensed products. Now I'm guessing that dbrand either went through similar or the same testing as PDP and had different results, so be warned, if you want to apply a skin to your Switch, make sure it is heavily reviewed first. Nintendo has made further statements about what could potentially be causing connectivity issues with the Joy-Con controllers. They cite microwaves, USB devices like thumb drives and Wi-Fi adapters, and get this, Aquariums. All of these have to do with how radio waves work, but what they're asking for, I think, is unreasonable. They want you to turn off all unused devices like laptops, desktops, printers, cordless phones, wireless access points, a bunch of stuff that your modern-day home needs to exist. Alternatively, I hope they improve the hardware so this just stops happening, and it's a great reason why you should wait to buy any new technology unless you're willing to deal with this sort of thing. Finally, on the Switch, some people are already reporting hardware issues with things like screen flicker to all white, blue, or an orange screen, and dead pixels. Now, if you have a system that is flickering, the screen goes dead, or the battery won't hold a charge, just take it back to the store and hope that they have another one you can exchange it. But for things like dead pixels, those things do just happen over time, but this is way too early to be experiencing them. If Nintendo won't replace your system because of a dead pixel, my advice would be to just get your money back and then buy a new one at a later date. And that brings us to our final topic of the day, the one and only Jim fucking Sterling, son. Mr. Sterling finds himself at the center of yet another controversy, but this one is of a different flavor. A trademark claim, not a copyright claim, has been issued against one of his recent videos giving his critique on the game Airport Master. I remember seeing Sterling's video on the day it was released, and I didn't think he was particularly that hard on it, but however, that is all irrelevant. Developer Stickly Games has issued a trademark DMCA claim against Sterling's video, claiming that he did not have explicit written permission to make videos about the game as per the ELUA and user license agreement. Now I gotta do this because it's necessary. I am not a lawyer, this is just my opinion. I'm a video game news pundit and commentator. Where it starts to get really interesting is that according to multiple sources, Stickly Games has no trademark on record with the US government. A trademark is something you need to pay a fee to and register with the government, and they are all on public record. According to the ELUA of Airport Master, no one may publicly perform the software, such as making a YouTube video, without prior written permission or be subjected to punishment like having your game key revoked. Now the big problem with this is fair use, which allows for things like critiquing, reporting, and commentary, like what I'm doing right now. According to Mr. Leonard French's video, that part of the clause would be thrown out if ever challenged in court. Trademark law is used so customers don't confuse one product for another, and you may be asking yourself, how is a critique video going to be confused with a full-blown video game? Well, that's because they won't. They're completely different fucking things. This is clearly abuse of the YouTube DMCA system, something that you won't only hear from me. Not only that, but their ELUA contains an epilepsy warning for some reason, and a stipulation that no refunds will be issued, and the ones that do go out are done, quote, solely as a gesture of goodwill. Yeah, tell that to the Steam refund policy. Stickly Games has gone into full defense mode by trying to delete negative comments about their game, but now there's just too many, and they seem to have given up trying. For those of you who aren't aware what the Streisand effect is, it's when you're trying to not bring attention to something, and the very act of not trying to bring attention brings even more attention. Just a quick tip to any game developers out there who don't want to deal with a bunch of negative press. Learn how to take some criticism. Not every game is perfect on launch, and some games take a couple of months to find their stride, especially early access games. DayZ. Where it goes from here is not exactly known territory, because YouTube does not have a way of filing a counterclaim against something like this. And according to Mr. Leonard French's video, Sterling may just have to sue, or threaten to sue. And I want to address the other thing that many YouTubers are talking about, which is this could possibly be the next thing that is abused to silence criticism here on YouTube, and I completely agree. You really have to wonder the motivation behind these kinds of people. What exactly are they trying to achieve? I understand that causing a fuss like this can bring attention to your game, and had it not been for this course of action, no one would be talking about Airport Master. But because the Steam refund policy exists, the only thing that this is going to bring is negative publicity and a bad reputation, because people are going to buy it because they're curious, play it for an hour and a half, and then get it refunded, no questions asked. Speaking of which, how's that no refund clause working out for you? Stickly Games, ask yourself, what are you going to gain from this? If anything, your legacy is going to be one of letting other shitty developers, such as yourself, know about another backhanded method to enforce arbitrary rules that you created. Ones that have no basis in reality, much less here on YouTube. It's hard to segue from serious topics, so tomorrow's game releases for PC, Dark Legion VR, One Sole Purpose, Switch or Die Trying, Loot Rascals, Lightspeed Frontier, Atlier Fearless, The Alchemist and the Mysterious Journey, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, Disc Jam, The Last Patient, and Mountain Mind. For PlayStation 4, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, Nier Automata, Total Jigsaw, At Lyra The Alchemist and the Mysterious Journey, LEGO Worlds, Sub-Level Zero Redux, Gem Smashers, Loot Rascals, Disc Jam, and Unearthing Mars. For Xbox One, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, LEGO Worlds, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. For PlayStation Vita, at Lyra The Alchemist and the Mysterious Journey. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And what did the time traveler do when he was hungry after his meal? He went back for seconds. Yeah, I think it's a long episode today. I'm pretty sure there's a lot that was covered. I can't believe Sterling keeps getting hit by all this crap. I really, really admire the living hell out of that man. And, geez, wow. To not just be broken down financially from his last bullshit, now he's got to threaten to sue another guy. Oh my god. So this is, I want to get into game reviews at some point in my YouTube career. It's just that I want to learn about crap like this, so that way I have the arsenal ready to, you know, if I have to combat things like that, like false DMCA copyright claims, and now trademark claims, I guess. Holy hell. What the fuck? Do people really think that stopping a video out there, well, first of all, they didn't even take down his video, they just claim the ad revenue on it, which is basically just saying, yeah, we don't care, it sucks, we just want to make your money, which is bullshit. But and I mean, deleting comments too is one thing. They're technically allowed to delete comments, that's fine, but abusing the DMCA system is illegal. That's the whole other thing. Deleting comments is not illegal, it's immoral, not illegal. I don't know. He'll be fine. I know he'll be fine. This is pretty cut and dry. It's not even like a gray area. This is pretty cut and goddamn dry. You know, it's like, I don't even know what to bring up an example of. Like, you can't sell, like, what's a trademark? I don't even know. I don't know. You guys know. You guys probably know. Well, we'll talk more about that in the comments section. Leave me comments if you want to know more about, like, trademarks are foreign versus copyright. Copyright's more for intellectual property. Trademarks are more for, like, a logo or something. Like a brand name. That's a trademark. Another day, another abuse of the DMCA. Oh boy. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. My nose is starting to itch, so I gotta wrap this up really quickly. Social media links are over here. Click over here to subscribe to my channel, which is wonderful. It's great. You have to do it. Click right now. And then click over here for Friday's video. Thanks, Viper Red. Thank you very much for that nose itching again. Gotta go. Bye. Bye. Bye.